Hey, gang. I felt the need to really put an emphasis. We are here in early uh, 2019, just finished the first 2 months, and right now, just we're in a part of the real estate industry that we're hearing a lot of talk about some of the threats that are out there to our livelihood and the way things are done and the way things transpire and big companies coming in, taking our positions, trying to push us, the agent, out of the business. So I felt the need. I'm going to be sharing these at our office meetings coming up this week. So you'll see that. If you're seeing this and you didn't catch it live at one of our office meetings, then I wanted to record this because I just want to encourage you. I have never been more excited about real estate, especially real estate here in Florida and the opportunities that exist. Any good business will always take a look at what they call SWOT, SWOT, your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and your threats. And I'm not saying we need to ignore some of these things that are happening in our industry, but realize that some of these changes are natural. Some of them are changes that everybody else is promoting that are really not changes at all. They've been around forever since I've been in the business 25 plus years. And I'm going to share with you some statistics, some really good information. So if you're just catching this and you aren't, maybe it'll probably be about 15 minutes long. I'll try and keep it under that. If you want to go grab yourself a nice cup of coffee, nice hot tea, a glass of water, a glass of iced tea, whatever you think would be best, other beverage of choice. But I'm going to share with you, and I just want you to approach this with an open mind and to realize the opportunity we have in the current market that we're in. And I'm going to try and answer some of the doomsdayers and the naysayers that are out there trying to spread fear in our industry right now. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go through the PowerPoint. I may switch where you can't see me later on if it doesn't have it. So I'm going to start with this slide. I'm going to cover several points here. I'm going to call it They Say versus Reality. All right, and I'm subtitling, Let's Combat the Scare Tactics with Truth, because I'm a big numbers guy, and I like to say, hey, look, realistically, if things are a certain way, then I'm not going to stick my head in the sand, but I'm also not going to buy into everything that I'm hearing out there without looking and investigating and backing up with some stuff. So let's take a look, all right? We're going to go some they says and reality is, all right? On the left, we see they say the real estate agent is becoming obsolete, that we are being pushed out. We're going to be replaced by robots and or automated systems that will take care of all of this, all right? The answer is that, and the reality is that real estate transactions are highly emotional and need human interaction. You and I, if you've done any transactions whatsoever, even if you haven't done a transaction yet, if you, the first one you do, you're going to realize how highly emotional, and there are going to always be the need for well-trained agents that can bring a calming effect to the transaction, and not only getting it to a transaction, to a contract, but taking it through to successful closing. So when they say we're going to be obsolete, I beg to differ. I think that because of the highly emotional nature of what we do, that there's always going to be need for this human interaction, and when you provide it and do it well, you're going to thrive. All right. Next thing, they say iBuyers. You've heard that term a lot right now. iBuyers are a brand new phenomena. They're coming on. I'm talking about things like OfferPad and Open Door and Purple Brick and these other things that are coming in, and they're going to be buying all the properties. And so they're going to talk the buyers into buying before we even get a chance to list the homes and show it. Here's the reality. Again, been doing it for 25 years. Instant, quote unquote, buy it now offers have been around forever. They always have been. Just the other day, I own some investment properties, and when you are an absentee owner, they can search the public records. I got a flyer, nice glossy flyer from Open Door, telling me that, hey, look, if I ever want to sell, I can reach out to them, get an instant offer, so on and so forth. But the reality is that for years now, and ever since I can remember when I've owned these properties, and if you haven't owned them, you wouldn't know this, but I get these, there are people that are taught at these investment seminars to send yellow, looks like it's handwritten letters to me, to absentee owners saying, hey, look, if you're ever looking to buy, I'm ready to make an offer right now for your home. The reality is that investors have been doing what these offer pads on Open Door and Purple Brick and everybody else, what they are now doing on a larger scale. Don't get me wrong, with some deeper pockets, but investors have been doing it forever, right? And they're always looking to buy it now and pay less than what's there. So don't buy into the fact that this whole thing is a brand new phenomena and we've never had to deal with this before. Not only have we always had to deal with it, we always will have to deal with it, and it's okay. And I'm going to show you here in a moment what a small fraction of the overall market these iBuyers are taking out. All right. Next, they say consumers will focus solely on price and not be concerned with service. The reality is, extraordinary service will win the day with a majority of consumers. There always will be a small segment of the population that will be focused exclusively on price. But if you don't think extraordinary service is worth paying for, then why do the Four Seasons and the Ritz-Carlton and Nordstrom and Neiman Marcus and all these places, why do they exist? If you think that the consumer is going to be focused solely on price, I'm telling you, you're wrong. That the answer is that we can and we will continue to have fantastic opportunities as we continue to deliver fantastic, extraordinary service. Next, Amazon, Zillow, Open Door, OfferPad, Purple Brick, Listed.com. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, or actually if you're in Florida at all, Listed.com is the real estate arm of RP Funding. We now know that Rocket Mortgage, which is a division of Quicken Loans, is now potentially talking about starting their own real estate company. Here's the reality, all right, that even with them coming on and they are doing massive amounts of advertising, these companies, their current market share is negligible and actually probably similar to others that were offering similar services in the past. The individual investors that I referenced earlier, all right, they may be being pushed out by these larger firms, but the reality is the consumer that was attracted to this buy it now concept were already selling to the buy it now people, just in individual investors as opposed to larger publicly traded companies. All right. So, and I'm going to show you some numbers here that's going to blow your mind. All right. Employee agents are what is best for the market. There have been a new wave, and there always has been, but this tends to be something that's a little bit newer, is a wave of companies that are wanting to hire real estate agents as employees. Pay them. Listed.com does it, for instance. Pay them a $40,000 a year salary, give them a company car, and tell them to go attack all this business that will just come pouring in because we're going to pay all the buyer's closing costs, or we're going to get to it and not have to do any of this, worry about the marketing. We're doing that all on the front side. Okay, the reality is this, is that commission-based real estate agents who have a profit incentive will always deliver higher quality service to the consumer. And if we go back up to this point over here that says that they're not going to always just focus on price, but actually looking for ordinary service, that means that those people, those agents who have a profit incentive to do a good job are going to always provide that higher level of service to the consumer. That's why you can differentiate yourself still in this marketplace. All right. So the whole idea, it's my opinion that it's going to be a fad that's going to pass, and that anytime we have employees just putting in their hours, then when the deal seems to be going south at 9 o'clock at night on a Friday, the employee agent's going to say, not my problem, I'm off the clock. All right. Whereas commission-based real estate agents like yourself are going to do what it takes to make sure the deal gets done. All right. Agents need to invest in new technology if they stand a chance to survive. Now, the reality is that technology always changes, and we get that. All right. However, we've heard a recent CEO of a large real estate company, Keller Williams, come out and tell us that the only way to survive is to use our platform technology. We've invested $1 billion, which I will refute all day long, okay, on this new platform. That's going to be the only answer, because if not, if you don't have this platform, then Zillow and all these other places are going to eat your lunch. here's what I know, that the tools that are needed right now in this market are already in place, all right? And they're available free of charge through national, state, and local boards, along with the MLS. All these people are providing what you need as part of your dues, which are nominal in the whole scheme of things, are allowing you to have huge amounts of technology. If you haven't investigated some of the CRMs that are available, if you haven't investigated something like HomeSnap, that is just an incredible smartphone app available for you to promote to your clients, that puts you far and above your competition, and it's all provided for free. So I'm going to continue to push back on people that say, hey, look, you need any one technology. You need the technology that's going to work for the day. The beauty is that we already have those things in place. Next one, technology will win the day. That's what they say. Technology will win the day. I'm here to tell you the reality is, and always will be, that relationships will win the day. The one thing that Gary Keller, as I mentioned over here, did get right is he does say, hey, relationships are what it's all about. And that is true. I agree with Gary there. I just differ with the fact that he says the only way to have a relationship is to use their technology platform. I'm a firm believer that we already have what it needs to win the day. And you've got to continue to focus on relationships. All right. So I'm excited about that. The good news is that it's not going to take a lot of money. It's going to take some time and some effort if you want to thrive in this business, but it always has needed some time and some effort if you want to thrive in this business. So nothing has changed. All right. I'm just here to tell you, you got to tweak based upon the current situation, but it's not all bad news and not as bad as they're trying to tell you it is. All right. Okay, here's a reality of the threat. This is as of January 2019. So what I did is I took a look at the state of Florida, January 2019, the total dollar volume, total Florida volume of sales in January alone versus Opendoor, OfferPad, and Listed.com, because those are real estate companies that I can check, right? Well, here's the reality. If you add up all these numbers, about $5.3 billion of real estate transacted in January of 2019. That's from the Florida Realtor's chief economist. These are valid, solid numbers, okay? Well, that's fantastic. Of that 5.3%, 5.230 or $5,230,861,987 occurred by others other than Opendoor, OfferPad, and Listed.com. That's this green portion right here. I almost have to blow this up so much that you can barely see the sliver that OfferPad, Opendoor, and Listed.com generate. Listed.com, for all their advertising that we'll pay all your closing costs, use us, they did $8 million in sales across the state in January of 2019. That's ridiculous, right? That is not, for all the money that they're spending to advertise to do this, you think they would be doing. So if we added all these up, 0.1%, 0.7%, 0.4%, it's 1.2% of the market. Yet to listen to all the naysayers and the doomsdayers, you would think they were having 50% of the transactions were occurring through these other things. The reality is it's such a small sliver, and it really is the same sliver that's always been done. It's just being done by a different group, the people that have a national backing a little bit. So I'm just here to tell you, we're worrying too much about that small sliver, right? Without realizing that I'm going to focus on this 98.7, 98.8% over here. All right, that's available for me as I continue to foster relationships, get eyeball to eyeball with people, interact, have a smile on my face, offer my services, and tell them how hard I'm going to work for them, and that I guarantee that's going to win the day. All right, so I couldn't wait to show you this slide because, again, to hear everybody else, you think they were taking over the world. The reality is 1.2% is being done by them. All right, so here's why I'm excited about that you are running your real estate business in Florida and why you should be excited as well. Let's talk about some things. Number one, Florida's experienced a net positive population growth and projects to do so well into the future. All right, that we continue to have more people coming than leaving. Not every state can say that, and we are one that can. So I'm excited about the fact that Florida is just killing it as far as population growth. When people come into the state, they have to live somewhere. Even if they're coming into rent, those renters will eventually become owners, and those renters have to buy something that owners own. So they're going to continue to do that. So we are a net. You're doing not only excited about doing real estate in 2019, but doing real estate in the state of Florida in 2019. All right. Next one. Year-over-year sales trends are in good shape, even though the bar has been set so high. I'm not going to spend too much time because I'm already at 15 and a half minutes. I got a little while more to go. But year-over-year sales trends are, you got to realize, they compare, like for instance, if I look at January of 2019 as compared to January of 2018, they're going to look at, say, hey, how many transactions occurred? Well, January 2018 was a killer month, right? And so because of that, to get higher than that, the bar's been set really high. So to have a year-over-year growth is sometimes hard to do on a consistent basis. Yet the transaction numbers are still very solid. All right. So we're in great shape. We're going to take a look at those numbers in a minute. Affordable housing is a reality here in Florida. We have yet to, I get it's getting harder and harder, but we still can have first-time home buyers available to purchase a home based upon the current economic structure where we find ourselves in. Unemployment is at historic all-time lows. Wages are growing. There's just so many things to be excited about. It just frustrates me to hear all the doomsdayers trying to scare agents into thinking they need to either get out of the business or do something else when the reality is opportunities right there in front of them. Next, interest rates are still incredibly low, and loan programs allow first-time home buyers a path to home ownership. That is a beautiful thing, that if we just continue to focus on the fact that even if we're at 4.25% and 4.5% loan interest rates, oh my goodness, people, talk to somebody that was selling homes in the late 70s or early 80s or even throughout the 80s, right? It's just amazing to see how affordable lending is and overall how affordable homes are here in the state of Florida. Incredible tools and apps continue to become available through our partnerships at the national, state, and local levels. I become more and more involved at all three of these, and I just never ceases to amaze me with the value you get for your dollar for the local, state, and national board dues. All of them are really involved politically, so they're helping protect our home ownership. We're going to talk about that in a second, and they continue to provide as many apps as they can and software programs and tools, I should say, to help you run your business. All right, I'm excited as NAR launches its new promotional campaign. I, again, am privy to some of this, and I just saw this roll out. It's getting ready to roll out in earnest in May. But they have something that's called That's Who We Are, right? It's going to be a Realtor R, if you can see that here. All right, That's Who We Are. It's an amazing program because it's going to focus on what we do and the value we bring and why you need to be in relationship with a realtor when you're going through a transaction. If you want more information, check out that link. It'll trick you, and inside of there you'll see a YouTube video, and you can watch some of the initial ad campaigns that are rolling out. And I'm very impressed with what they've been able to do. So I'm excited about that. All right, I'm excited about that you have chosen to run your business here at Future Home Realty. Okay, it's where you can experience support, trading, guidance, safety, all right, that you are allowed to run your business the way you want to run it, and flexibility to adapt quickly. Some of these big companies that are kind of promoting these scare tactics, it's real scary for them because they have so much overhead. They have so much, they're a Titanic that would be very difficult to shift when the need arises in a changing market, where we have always kept ourselves flexible. Even though we're one of the 75 largest firms in the United States, we're one of the top 5 firms in the state of Florida, and we have over 1,400 agents, did over $1.4 billion in sales, just us ourselves in 2018. It's just that we still are nimble enough that as things change in a market, we can help you react, and we can react ourselves in a way that's going to allow you to still thrive no matter what the market does. Right? Okay, here's a quick look at the numbers. I'm going to see if I can blow this up a little bit. I'm going to bring 2 of these up here real quick. I'm going to see if it'll allow me to zoom in here a little bit. And it may not. Oh yeah, here we go, zoom in. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. All right, so I'll put them both up here. All right, the chart on the left is 2018 year over year annual sales over 2017. If you look at 2018, we were up 2.2% over 2017. So we were and that was again 2017 was a good year as well, a really high bar, and we still were able to exceed that in closed sales. All right. By the way, we post all these. Florida Realtors post them. This is really good information. So you need to learn to start digging into some of these numbers about the median sale price. By the way, the median sale price was up 7.2%, and we sold more transactions than the year before. So the number of transactions was up, and the size of transactions was up. Amazing. That is good news. All right. Now, if we look at this is January of 2019, we did see a little bit of a dip in closed sales. However, median sale price was up. So that is still a good thing because we get paid on volume, right? Our commissions are based upon the volume. So even though we were down 6.2% in numbers of transactions, all right, and 6.2%, those can fluctuate month over month. You can be the longer term you have, the better, more stable and reliable the number is, all right. But it's still, again, because 2018 January was such a high bar that we were able to, only go by that much. Now, all that being said, I'm going to get out of here and bring up the next thing. All the way, just so good news, we're in Florida. Things continue to thrive. And better news is that January and quite frankly February, because I have access to Future Homes numbers already for February because we're lean and mean and I can get those numbers. FHR's numbers not only exceeded last year's, but we've also exceeded our budgeted numbers, which those budgeted numbers factor in a growth expectation above what we did last year. The bottom line is that things are really good here. Don't you want to be part of it? I say yes. Why not? Okay, let's take it. Okay, now here's some suggestions for taking advantage of the incredible opportunity right now. First of all, I want you to go with this mantra. Those of you who've been to the 100K sessions, strategized recently, you understand this. This is simple. You got this. Let's not overcomplicate it. You've got this because Future Home Realty has your back. I want you to know that I am always keeping an eye on the market, keeping an eye on everything, trends and everything that's going on. Know that you work with a broker that has your back. All right? Next, stick to the basics. We are going to go back to just like we talked about in that very first slide about how relationships are going to win the day. I still firmly believe that, guys. Relationships are still going to win the day. People can look at Zillow and OfferPad and all these things all day long, and if they come to an open house and meet me face to face, I will win every time. And they will for you as well. But you've got to be able to be there, ready to have the tools available to help them when you are face to face. All right. So here's some basics I'm just going to share with you, right? Number one, consult your client. Do not sell them. You are not looking to sell anybody anything. You're help to consult them and educate them to a good decision, right? So I'm just telling you, that's exciting that we don't have to try and sell anybody anything. I'm just going to help educate them to a proper decision. And number two, commit to professionalism. Don't be afraid to dress well. Don't be afraid to have your car clean. Don't be afraid to keep your body and your mind and your soul and your spirit in shape, right? If you come to all of our trainings, you're going to realize what we do is promoting that. But commit to professionalism. You owe that to the consumer. The consumer expects it and should expect it out of you. All right, so commit to professionalism. Next, do the next right thing. When you do the next right thing enough times, you will thrive in anything you do, right? Whether it be real estate business or raising your children, right? It's whenever you do the next right thing, good things come out of that, right? So I'm excited about that. It's easy to do, right? And then earn the right to be referred. Don't expect it. What do I mean by that? So many times we get in the business and newer in the business or a long time in the business, you expect your clients and all your friends and everybody else to do business with you. We have to earn the right to be heard, all right? And we have to earn the right to be referred to their friends and family. Don't expect a referral. You have to earn it. You have to wow them with such great customer service that they feel obligated or compelled to introduce you to their friends and family, all right? And I'm just telling you, those four things alone, those are loaded. We can talk more on those forever, but I'm just telling you, they're great things. Here's one that hit me. Stay in your wheelhouse, all right? Don't let yourself get wooed away like, oh, I want to sell $1 million homes. Go look, all right, in January of 2019, all right, like $480 million plus homes sold in all of Florida, right? Well, I'll tell you what, there's more than 480 agents in all of Florida. But if we look at the price range, and by the way, those statistics will tell us, if we look at the price range of 200 to 300,000, all right, there were in January 2,800 sales. So am I going to go after the ones at 2,800 sales, or am I going to go after the ones at the million plus? Now, again, don't get me wrong. If your business is built on that million plus market, go for it. You've already got that figured out. If you're just getting in, I built my whole real estate career with salt of the earth, bread and butter deals. I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. Stay in your wheelhouse. At the end of the day, you're going to connect with people that are like you, right? So let's stay there and focus on them, all right? Plug into opportunities to engage, learn, grow, and serve. I'm talking things like our 100K strategize, grow sessions that we're having every month, every week around different offices. Virtual office hours. Plug in, let's talk, right? If listening to me excites you, then come in, hang out with me every Monday and Friday from 1 to 2 Eastern. I've got Zoom sessions that you can jump in. FHR University, we are loaded with not only sales ideas, but contract classes to help us to allow us to be more professional, all that kind of stuff. It's just ready. It's amazing. I'm going to give a quick shout out to Brian Heckman. Brian Heckman from the Heckman Mortgage Group does a great job of teaching our agents how to convert people once they get a chance to get in front of them, all right, through dialogues that they have, as well as sticky apps like HomeSnap and all these different other things. I'm just telling you, the more tools you have, the better off you're going to be at doing that. And the boards, go to the local board classes and find out what they're doing. So plug in, give your business the respect it deserves. Don't expect something for nothing. Your business will respect you if you respect it. I'm going to encourage you to have a renewed vision for your business and treat it like a business, right? Enjoy doing what you're doing, all right, and get excited about it, but don't get so to the point where you got these high highs and these low lows. Let's be steady, right? I've got a great respect with my pastor in Nashville. When we were in Nashville, my pastor in Nashville is a guy I respect a lot. He is an older gentleman. I'd say he's like in his late 60s, probably mid 60s. And he still runs Ironman triathlon, guy that I can look up to, right? Well, he encouraged us to have a word for the year, right? At the beginning of the year, all right? And I chose the word steady, all right? Because as salespeople, we tend to go really high highs and really low lows. But I've learned that when I am steady in my business and consistent and disciplined in approaching my business on a daily basis, what I need to do, I see nice, gradual, steady growth as opposed to spikes and valleys, right? So my word for the year, you pick your own, but it's steady. But if we can learn to do that, it'd be amazing, right? And how about this? Do the hard work of disciplining yourself daily to the necessary tasks that you know you need to do to succeed in this business, right? We know what they are. Let's just dedicate ourselves to doing that. And if we do that enough times, I am telling you, you will experience success beyond your wildest dreams. All right, let's take a look at some more stuff here. All right. Oh, last one, be prepared to reap the benefits, right? Once I do all these things, be prepared because the benefits are coming. Okay, here's a final thought, and I'll close with this. I know I was longer than I usually am, all right? But I get excited about this stuff because I'm excited for what your business, the opportunities that you have for your business right now. Because if these other agents are listening to all the naysayers and the doomsdayers, let them worry about that 1.2% sliver of the business that they say is killing their whole industry and they can never survive because of this, while the other 98.7% is waiting for you to attack, all right? So let me just read this, all right? But it's a note I wrote, and I just want you to, and I mean this with all sincerity and from the bottom of my heart. Let me remind you that all of us here at Future Home Realty, all my staff, us, my team, we're committed to your success. We want you to achieve all that you ever had hoped when you dreamed about your when you first decided to pursue a real estate career. Know that when you work hard, do the right thing, and treat others the way they want to be treated, you're going to experience success beyond your wildest dreams. In addition, you will get the added benefit of establishing lasting relationships that will reward you for years and years to come. The experience of watching first-time home buyers get their first set of keys and knowing that you helped them accomplish this goal is something I never forget it, right? It's amazing. Don't take your responsibility lightly, but enjoy what you do. There's a fine balance there, okay? Don't take it too lightly, but really enjoy what you do. Finally, know that when you perform your duties professionally and ethically, I will always have your back. Know that you have a broker, and that's me, that knows the real estate agent's role extremely well. I've done what you are doing. Trust me, hundreds and thousands of times. All right? I know your role. I know how to guide you to your success. And I finally am going to be thrilled to see you achieve all that you want from this wonderful business that we call real estate. I'm excited to see all of you navigate this journey. Know that I'm here to help. Now, let's go win. As always, come check us out. Love to see you at any of our upcoming stuff that we've got going on, from grow sessions to virtual office meetings to 100K strategize groups to whatever they may be, all right? I want to help you grow. I'm here to help. I love doing what I do. And if I can be of any assistance, reach out to me and our team at any time. Thanks, guys. I hope you take this to heart, all right? And you really understand what I'm trying to get across. Have a great, great day.